Hi guys! So I'm starting this tutorial with nothing on my face because I have no idea what I'm going to do, but you have already seen the finished product, so I'm going to keep the introduction pretty short and let's just get into it. So first on my skin today I'm going to use a really inexpensive drugstore primer. This is by Australis, Australian brand, and I've tried this a couple of times and it's really good. It just says it prevents foundation fading, smooths and refines skin texture and locks in moisture, and I have to agree with all of those claims. It really does, and it helps to keep my oil at bay. It's the best drugstore primer that I have tried, and I'm really surprised because, I mean, look at the packaging. It's not exactly, I don't know, it doesn't inspire confidence. So before I do my foundation, I want to add some highlight to my skin that will hopefully shine through the foundation. And today I'm using my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the colour Moonstone. I haven't used this in ages, and I've heard Nikki tutorials going on about the Pearl Shimmering Skin Perfector. It's kind of a new favourite of hers, and it reminded me how much I love this product and I must dig it out again. So I'm just putting that, oh, I'm accidentally putting it down there, but just really across this high point of my cheek here, a little bit on my nose and my brow bone. For my foundation, I'm going to use another Australis product, and this is another one that I was so pleasantly surprised by. This is their colour correcting cream in the colour Nude, and again, look at the packaging. I'm sorry, Australis, but your packaging looks really cheap. So first of all, when I squeeze it on my hand the first time, I don't know if you can see that across on camera, but it looks so pink. But when it goes on, you'll see it actually doesn't. So I'm just using my Real Techniques contouring brush. I expected the coverage of this to be really light, you know, with kind of more cheaper drugstore brands with products like this, the coverage tends to be kind of negligible, but it's actually really good. I'd say it's a medium coverage, and it sets to a satin finish, so it's not really shiny, it's not matte. It does set, and it's actually really long lasting, and it doesn't make my skin look dry. It's really good. Unfortunately, only available in Australia. But good news for those of us in Australia. My skin isn't behaving too bad this week, but I do have a couple of little breakouts around my chin, so I'm going to use my MAC Studio Finish Concealer in NW20 and my Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. Just dab that in. I won't do the concealer under my eyes until after the eyeshadow is done, just because I don't really know what I'm going to be doing on my eyes. I have a vague idea, but just in case it gets messy. Let's buff that in around my nose a little bit too. Yeah, that CC cream looks so good. I'm going to leave the skin at that for now and do my brows. So today I'm using my Anastasia Brow Wiz in the colour Caramel. I don't want my brows to be too perfect for this look. I'm going to be going to Bondi Junction after this, which is a shopping centre here in Sydney. And I need to go to Aldi, so I don't really want to have, you know, too perfect makeup. I think I want this to be like a nice kind of daytime relaxed smoky eye. So something that you can wear if you like that, just want to go to the shops, but you want to be a little bit more glamorous. And I'm just going to comb through over the top of my brows with the Anastasia Tinted Brow Gel in the colour Blonde. I'm just going to prime my eyes with some of the Nars Pro Prime Eyeshadow Primer. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my Eye of Horus eyeliner. This is the one that's amazing for staying put on your waterline. And I'm going to tightline my eyes, so the upper and lower waterline. So the first eyeshadow I'm going to use in my eyes is this one from the Balm, and this is one of their Shady Lady eyeshadows in the colour Just This Once, Jamie. Using a big fluffy MAC 224 brush, I'm going to start putting that into the crease and blending that onto my brow bone, and this is going to serve as our kind of blending out colour a little bit later on when I put some darker colours on the eyelid. And I know people are going to ask me if there's a MAC equivalent. People always ask me for a MAC equivalent of whatever eyeshadow I'm using, and to be honest, I can't think of any off the top of my head, but if I was pushed, I'd probably say it's most similar to Satin Taupe, although it's a little bit more purple. Next, I'm going to take some of my face powder. This is the Australis Fresh and Flawless face powder in the colour Natural. Any face powder or a flesh coloured eyeshadow would work. And I'm going to use this on the brow bone. And this is just going to kind of mattify that other eyeshadow a little bit. And also it gives that really, really nice polished blend up to the eyebrow. So it just makes it look that little bit more professional. Also, this works if you've blended the colour up a little bit too high. You don't want the eyeshadow to be so dramatic. This will tone it down a bit too. On my eyelid, I am going to take MAC's Mythology, which is an eyeshadow. I can't remember the last time I used this, but look how beautiful it is. This would be a gorgeous colour on green eyes because it has that coppery kind of rose gold tone. And this is a luster texture eyeshadow by MAC, which means it has a tendency to fall out a little bit. So colours like this are best applied with flat brushes like this. This is a MAC 239 and in pressing motion, so it really sticks to the eyeshadow primer. So remember how I said earlier that I wanted this to be like a relaxed daytime smoky eye? I don't think that's going to happen. I'm going to go back into that face powder and a MAC 217 brush, and I'm just going to blend that right on this inside corner, just to tone down the veininess in there. I'm just going to take a little bit of Mythology onto that 217 and just on that inside corner blend it up a little bit into the Balm eyeshadow, that purple Balm eyeshadow. Sticking to Mythology, and this time on a pencil brush, I'm going to take that on the lower lash line. Woo! Oh, I just cleaned this brush with a brush cleaner. There's still alcohol on it, I think. Ooh, my poor eyes. I don't recommend you do that. Oh my god. I'm not taking it on the very, very inside portion, but just shy of the tear duct. And then switching back to the Balm eyeshadow, but still on that 217 brush. I'm going to blend that from the middle section out. And then for that very outside corner, I'm going to take Sketch by MAC, which is a very, very dark, kind of plummy, purpley, plummy black colour. And I'm going to extend the lower lash line up with Sketch, almost like I'm drawing an eyeliner flick. And this is going to be a guide for the shape of my eyeshadow on the top, so I'll know how far to bring the eyeshadow out. If you think things are getting a little bit too messy, just take a cotton tip and wipe away. Taking Sketch again and my Real Techniques base shadow brush, I'm going to go into my crease and connect with that flick coming from the lower lash line. And then just fill in this corner here. You could even take the pencil brush if you want to be a bit more precise. Go back into the 224 brush that I used to apply the first eyeshadow and use that just to soften the edge of the sketch. Just gonna bring a bit more sketch onto the lower lash line with that softer brush. So as a final bit of pizzazz on the eyes, I'm going to take one of the Balm's Overshadow Sexpot in the colour You Buy, I'll Fly, which is a really lovely copper, kind of sparkly, loose shadow. And I'm going to use that as my inner corner highlight. I'm putting that on with the Real Techniques detail brush. I'm just going to clean up under the eyes with a concealer now before I move on to the eyeliner, and I'm just sticking with the same one I used earlier, my Studio Finish in NW20 and the Real Techniques brush. Traffic is loud on my road today, guys. Sorry if you can hear. And I'm just going to set the skin with a really light layer of powder. I'm going to go back into that Australis Fresh and Flawless Face Powder. Somebody asked me recently actually if this is a good dupe for MAC's Studio Fix Powder, and not really. It doesn't have half as much coverage. It is a lovely powder and it does have some coverage and it's very smoothing, but Studio Fix Powder is full coverage. This definitely isn't. I want the liner to be soft, so I'm going to stick with the Eye of Horus pencil that I used to tight line, and I'm just gonna drag it along the top or the roots of my lashes. And then quickly before it sets, I'm taking a small brush to smudge. This is a Real Techniques accent brush. This brush is perfect for doing this. I'm just going to thicken that up a little bit on the outside corner to give a slightly more lifted look. I'll finish the skin and then go back and do the mascara. So I'll put a bit of bronzer on, and today I'm using my Nars Laguna bronzer and my MAC 187 brush. I find this brush is really good if you don't want to put too much product on. So I don't want my skin to look too made up because I kind of went a little bit heavier on the eyes than I intended to just for shopping in Aldi. So I want to keep my skin looking fresh and natural. And for my blush, I'm using my new favourite blush for when you want to look really, really natural. This is the Balm Instain in Swiss Dot. I'm just using a Sigma Duo Fibre brush, so it's a little bit smaller than the 187, so a bit more precise for your cheeks. Mascara. So you've probably guessed, I want to keep my lips really, really natural. The eyes are definitely the focus. So I'm going to use my Bourjois 3D Effect lip gloss in the colour Brun Poetic. Oh, they smell. So yummy. And that's the finished look. I am delighted with how this came out. These are exactly the kind of colours that I think suit me so well, and I never wear them. And I know you guys always seem to really like when I use these colors, so I really hope you like this tutorial. So if you did enjoy this look, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. It makes me so happy when you subscribe. I don't want to sound desperate or anything. Don't forget to check out my blog as well. I have been uploading my blog an awful lot more recently in the last month or so. I've really gotten into actually writing blog posts, which I never thought I'd be into. But every time I do a video, I do a blog post that goes along with it, and I usually have a few more photos, kind of close-ups of details of the eyes and obviously all the products listed and stuff like that. I'll have that linked in the description box, as well as links to all of my social media, my Facebook page, my Instagram, my Twitter, all of that other fun stuff. You should come say hi to me there. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you're having a great day, and we'll see you very soon. Bye! But today I'm going to be sharing with you my 5 favorite underrated YouTubers. So these are YouTubers that don't have a massive amount of subscribers.